good evening. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Khalid. How are you?
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله.
Many congratulations to be live with PMP, right?
Thank you. Thank
Our
you
whole
very much.
journey
الحمد
passed
لله.
on the online virtual thing. How did it go?
الحمد لله. It was fine. Started. So basically, the plan was to attend all the lectures. Since I was most of the time I wasn't really with a very good reception. So a lot of the lectures I missed. So I've been listening to the recorded lectures.
Uh-huh.
And then I followed the study plan you gave us.
I think you have to speak a bit louder.
So yeah, and then after like attending the lectures, I followed the study plan you gave us.
Uh-huh.
So I started reading and reading until I reached to a point where I got really bored. So I read, I skimmed through most of the material.
Uh-huh.
To be honest, not everything. Especially, I have a project controls background, so cost and scheduling was not really a problem for me. So I skimmed through scheduling and cost.
So the only perfect thing I want to know for many of the people who are my students, they work in the middle of the sun, in the middle of the desert. How you manage to study after those long working hours in the scorching heat and in the evening?
So in the beginning, it was 1 hour a day, which is my lunch break. I'll be eating and reading, or eating and solving questions, which is just my lunch break. And then I try to add like few more hours over the weekend. Whenever I have time, I wasn't really consistent over the weekend, but I tried to put as many hours as I could. But the constant thing was this 1 hour every day during lunch.
This is the only advice I always provide to all the people. Do not disconnect. If you can give 15 minutes, amazing. You should not be disconnected. If you're disconnected, you are gone.
Yeah, so it's all about consistency. Once you get this consistency, you can just finish anything you want, whatever it is. It's not just PMP.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep looking for 15 minutes.
There is a saying, I think Joe Rogan said, routine equals freedom. When you have routine, have consistency, you can control every variable in your day.
Exactly. All my very young audience who are not married, I was always resembling to those people to admire that, look, when you fall in love, so you want to talk to her all the time. So it's the same thing. If you are not talking to her, at least you want to see her. If you cannot see her, at least you want to see her picture. So this is the thing that you fall in love, stay connected with the PMP, and then you will definitely work it out.
They're both two different things.
Great.
I can't love studying the same way. I'll be Einstein now.
So what about the exam? How was it? How many drag and drop questions? How many agile questions? How many team making questions? If you could remember something.
I think I got 10 these drag and drop or like matching. The rest was multiple choices. To be honest, I wasn't really feeling good during the exam. I was thinking, "Khalas, I'll just retake it." I reached the end of the exam where I couldn't finish the last two questions, which is something I failed to practice. You need to time your question solving. Like, how long does it take you to solve a question? If I think I would have done better if I practiced, like if I timed my question solvings, so I can know how much does it take me to finish a question and try to get it better. I relied most of the parts. I relied on the cues you gave us, like identified, that was not identified, the what else? Change, like if the question is like change directed, like these cues you taught us.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Did you get more drag and drop courses also?
Yeah, I've done that too. I think 10, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I think it's 10 maximum.
Maximum.
They were the easiest for some reason. Because I guess you can relate two logics together.
Logics, yes, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, man, the cues were life-saving. Because, like, let's say if you wanted to do faster, because I solved, I think it was 30 questions or like 20 something questions in 17 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I was literally not reading the question. I'm just like skimming, looking for a trigger or a cue.
The keyword, right?
And look for that. Yeah, exactly, a keyword. I think it was the last 20 something questions, and I had 17 minutes left. So there was no time to read. If I'll read the question, the exam will finish without me finishing. So basically, I was just looking for these keywords and answering. Keywords and answering. If you ask me what is the scenario, I wouldn't know.
Exactly. The keywords will help you a lot also if you remember them.
Yeah.
If you were listening my videos a lot of the time, so yeah, you can recall them. What I said for STC, QRR, and PICS, and leadership, and transactional, and so on.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And the problem solving was also the last, I think the last 6 days. The last 6 days, I was basically I watched these 3 days question solving, and I've done 2 of the sample exams. It was even, it's not just a way to measure how good, like not just a good way to measure your performance, but also to learn, because once you finish, you go and you understand like why was it this and why wasn't it that.
Exactly. Great. So, and which resources you use? The same read and PMBOK, or you use something else also?
Sorry?
Which resources you use? The books, Rita, PMBOK?
So basically, I followed the plan, the 55 days plan. I used whatever resources were there. That's it.
That's it, right? Because whatever is listing in the plan, that you have to follow only that, not more, not less.
Exactly.
You have to be precise.
Beginning chapters was PMBOK and Rita. And for Agile, I don't know what's the name of the book. Something guide. Agile guide.
Agile guide. Yes, exactly. So if you want to advise your colleagues which were on your group, and to all those people who can become PMP certified, how would you give them that? In how many days they have to finish it? What should be the approach, and what resources they should use?
Okay, so personally, the way the work for me is problem solving and watching the lectures. I think like if someone does both of them, maybe even without reading, they can do both of them for a very good amount of time, like 5 weeks. But when I say like question solving, it's not only just solving the question and that's it. But you go back to your mistakes and understand them, read about them. Like if you see something you don't understand, you open the rest of the resources and understand what is this thing that I don't get. In 5 weeks, I think 5 weeks, if you do it like, you can put more hours than just 1 hour a day. I think 5 weeks is more than enough.
More than enough, right? And you can reduce it if you increase the number of hours also.
Yeah.
3 weeks are more than enough.
Yeah, but I think like this is the thing. If people are working, people are like doing things like that, sometimes it's not really feasible to
It's not very easy when
It's
you're
like
so busy. Like you guys are up to the schedule from
exactly,
morning till evening, packed up, and then going home with
exactly.
a lot of tensions, a lot of stress, and so on. And then someone asks you to
Yeah.
open the book and read this part. It's quite difficult. I can
Makes
understand. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
What was the other question? So resources
other
and
two questions, yeah, the resources and how you studied. And you already said that you studied in your lunch hour, right? Majority
yeah,
of the time.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
the last one, that how you solved the questions and how easy it was after watching the lectures.
yeah, it was it was really fine. Like I see. I honestly think like if someone just like skim, like just like what you said. You remember when you were telling me if you don't have enough time, just skim through the material, solve questions, and attend the lectures. That's it. I don't want anything more than from you. I think this
Great.
is perfect
Yeah,
to
that's fine.
pass.
Yeah.
And you've seen my grade; it's above target. My score was above target. So
More than amazing.
better, like way. It's more than enough. I mean,
Great. Perfect.
yeah.
The last question I asked, what advice you want to give your people who are in your group and to all
My
other ones?
people.
Means who are your colleagues who were with you while you were doing the training?
Okay, so it's just one advice: protein equal freedom.
Can you speak a bit louder?
Do the
Like,
routine.
ah,
Routine equal freedom.
exactly. So
Mhm.
they can do
So
it,
just
right?
like just like establish a routine, be consistent, and you'll pass, inshallah.
Inshallah. Perfect. Great. So how did I help you? Did I help you or did I ignore you?
Sorry?
Was I helpful or no in your
Oh,
journey?
you're very supportive. You're extremely supportive, even like in answering random questions. So sometimes I would just like, oh, like I still honestly believe that agile is not applicable for all construction activities. But
Yes.
I remember when I asked you the questions, you took the extra mile and explained to me that there is like a specific agile method that can be applied to construction. Uh, I'm still not like 100% convinced because like I have a pure construction background, but I don't think it's the construction people will like it. But you like you were very supportive by just like explaining to me further about
Uh-huh.
how agile can be applied in construction. And I remember I used to send you a lot of questions, and you were very supportive. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Great. Perfect.
You would also you gave me emotional support a few days before my test was. And yeah, you were very supportive. Allah يعطيك العافية.
Great. Thank you very much. I
Allah
tried my
يسعدك.
best, you tried your best, and we got the positive result.
الحمد لله.
Alhamdulillah.
الحمد لله. الحمد لله.
Great, perfect.
الحمد
So, what
لله.
is the next one? Is there anything next, or you will relax for 6 months?
Next one is construction management, inshallah. Wish me luck.
Inshallah, inshallah. My wishes with you,
Uh,
inshallah. And great, perfect. So, best wishes. I am reachable. Just a message. Anything you need, anytime. I'm always available.
Allah يرضى عليك يا مراد. Thank you
And
very much.
thank you very much for your time, also to help others. That's what the
Allah
PMI
يسعدك.
community is about. When you done, help others.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah.
الله يرضى عليك يا
And
مراد.
best. Have
Thank
a
you.
lovely
السلام عليكم.
evening and best of luck.
You
Assalamu
too.
alaikum.
You too. في امان الله. السلام عليكم.